Yo, what's up, beautiful people? This is Nate here.
This is Kev.
And yo, we are GamesMusicLyfe. So, yo, we're back with a review today for this Jhené Aiko.
Good enough.
Yeah, that's good enough. Project titled Trip.
Yeah.
What number is this for her?
This is, I want to say, a third album.
Third
studio album. Yeah, because she had the sale out and then the sold out or whatever.
Okay. And then the 2088 joint.
Yeah.
Which was, her joint
co-project
with the boyfriend.
Yeah.
And now this one. Going into it, bro, I'll be honest with you. I didn't know what, my whole thing with Jhené Aiko is, first of all, her music sounds alike. A lot of it sounds the same a lot of times. But sometimes, she gets lulled into her content, kind of gets on my nerves over time because she was all nothing. And, that's the part that gets me. It's what does she do well?
Yeah.
And I found myself on this project saying that over and over and over and drilling it into myself, what does she do well? She's pretty. But she doesn't have a strong voice. Her vocals aren't really, it's like the beats supersede the music. Two things I got from the album, though, I will say. One, she loves her brother. She misses her brother. I get that. I know the story with her brother. Very touching story. And then also, she's worried about relationships. To me, it was this was an underdig to Sean. I'm not calling him
Think so?
Heck yeah.
See, I took it more as a dig at Dr. Genius. It felt like she was kind of getting that off her chest. Yeah, that whole relationship going sour.
That probably was it. You're right. But I'm just saying because a lot of it was yo, would it, don't hurt me.
Yeah.
My heart's involved here. Don't do this, don't do that. And it was her trip on drugs. So, yeah, I don't know. It might have been to Dot.
When she got to talking about and tell your lawyers I ain't paying nothing.
That is,
that was definitely a Dot.
Yeah, that was definitely a Dot. And then her, just on her trips with drugs and everything. As far as weed and everything, I got it. The whole title of Trip, I get the concept. I got what she was trying to do. But I still found myself asking, during the, I listened 7 times. And I kept saying to myself, what does she do well? And that's my problem with her. It's her voice, her range is she's not a great singer, but she's not a bad singer. It does sound appealing to the ear at times. First of all, don't do upbeat songs. She 2 or 3 upbeat songs. That's what I couldn't stand them.
Yeah,
I really could not stand them because I think she was trying to do well.
She had to break up the monotony of that album
because the album sounds like one long MP3. And that's another thing that got me. But even with all that being said, it wasn't trash, but it wasn't good. Will I ever go back and listen to it again? Absolutely not. And that's my problem with it because when I hear her talk, she sounds like a very intelligent person and she sounds like a very sweet girl. So I don't want to slander her, but I don't think that she's capable. I think she is what she is. I knew what this album was going to sound like even before I heard it.
I can feel you.
And that's my problem with her. It's and another thing was you showed me her live a long time ago. One of the first conversations we had about music. It was, and I always look at it. I'm gonna look for her live and see how she sounds. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
The studio, it just wasn't good.
Studio a lot of times does a lot of these artists a great favor.
Yeah.
You know what? Getting into this album, I have to go ahead and address the elephant in the room right off the bat because even before I started listening to it, I looked at it and I was like, 22 tracks. Jesus.
Way too long.
Oh my God.
Way too long.
An hour and 25-minute runtime.
Yeah. She had a freestyle on there.
Jhené Aiko?
Yeah.
Or Aoki, whatever, how she said it.
I knew you were going to say that.
Woo, 22 tracks. I'm like, oh, okay, well, we'll go ahead and dive in. First thing I have to say, when you're listening to this album, it's very moody, very spacey. She's got a very heady vibe about her. That's kind of the vibe she puts out, that very earthy, just kind of groovy, hippie chick kind of vibe. And she got, she stayed in that pocket.
Right.
Hey, whatever. Her vocals, they stay in one place for the majority of this album.
Absolutely.
For the longest time, I've always said, I can't tell if she's actually singing or if that's just her speaking voice.
Right.
And this album, it was the same thing. And it's cute at first, but it wears on you through the track list because it makes every song just sound like it's the same thing over and over and over. She really needs a good engineer in there to go in there and maybe just play with the vocals a little bit, man, slow it down, bring in some breaks or just something to break up the monotony or dare I say it, you know what I'm saying, throw in some more features on there. The good points of this album are pretty solid though. I would say it's got about 10 to 12 good songs on there. I really actually did like the songs that Big Sean was featured on.
Me too.
Who there was somebody else that was on that track list, man, that I thought was pretty solid.
Brandy?
Yeah, at the end. You know what? Actually, I felt like Brandy, the feature from Brandy at the end of the album, actually did her a disservice because it just showed how limited her range is as a singer.
Yes.
Because Brandy came in there, and you know what I'm saying? It just felt like, oh, man, I finally get a break.
Yeah.
It's
like you heard a real singer.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, I mean, those were really the only good points about this album. I mean, this album was way too long.
Yeah.
I mean, she really should have condensed this down to about 10, 12 tracks.
Yeah.
And I think that she could have had a really solid project there. But at 22, she was out kicking her coverage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of it was that a lot of those tracks sounded the same. Like they all had that really moody vibe, really dreary, just kind of, you know what I'm saying, floating, la, la, la kind of sound about them. And it's like, you know, coming into it, it's okay. And maybe as background music, it might be fun. It'll keep the ambiance, or it'll keep the mood of a party. But outside of that, like just trying to listen to it, just sit and live with the music, it's like, yo, this is hard to bear. Like the fact that you listen to this about 7 times, that I can only listen to this album.
Okay, I say 7 times. I don't know if I listened to it 7 times. Though,
it felt like it might have been the one playthrough.
Yeah, it was one playthrough because it was just so long and everything sounded the same.
Yeah.
Everything sounded the same with her, and that's always been my gripe. We reviewed one of her projects a while ago, one of our early reviews, and that was the same thing we said. I went back and listened to it. The same thing we said was like, yo, everything sounds alike.
She really needs to refresh the sound. And what I noticed is that it felt like she really tried to on this album. Like she took a break. She stayed off social media while she recorded this. I don't know if you remember, but she put out a single about a year ago. I think it was called Maniac, something like that.
Yeah.
Where she was trying to go with this like really sexy, edgy vibe. I guess she figured out that wasn't going to work for her, so she just tried to kind of bear back, and she figured, you know, maybe telling her story or, you know, being more personal would work better for her. Which, you know what, a credit that I'll give her, the songwriting was pretty solid on here.
Songwriting wasn't bad.
Yeah, but it's the performance where, you know, she kind of loses me, or it gets kind of lost in the mud a bit.
Yeah.
I couldn't go any higher than a 72 on this album.
I gave it a 70.
Yeah,
I gave it a 70. Even the track with Sway Lee sounded better.
Yeah,
you know, like I'm just
that was the other feature I was thinking of.
Yeah,
Sway Lee. Yeah, he just brought some life to the album again, because it's like you just hit those spots in there where it's just like, I can't bear to listen to her any longer.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's like it's no range, like you said. Range was a great point, but it's more like a spoken word album. Yeah. You know, more than a singing album. Yeah. You know, and like you said, the writing is actually pretty good, because she does have some content to talk about. Even the whole concept of everything being trip and going into different forms of drugs that she was doing, and, you know, being on a trip. I got that point, but it was just like her voice was just very annoying over time. Yeah. You know?
It's tough. And I mean, you know, I give her nods for, you know, having artistic integrity. I mean, I think that the concept or the idea of what she was trying to do is pretty dope. You know, she put out the visual. She's got the poetry book, and then she's got the album or whatever. So the whole project is MAP, and that's movie, art, and poetry. Gotcha. Or I'm sorry, movie, album, poetry. Okay. And you know, I think that's pretty cool. But I feel like maybe she was a little overly ambitious in this project. Like I said, 10 to 12 tracks on here, she would have been solid. Maybe just keep 20, the other half to 22. Be a part of that movie or whatever. But 22 was just way too much for her. Man. For it not to have any switch up in pace, or to not get any sonic differences on this album. Like I'll give you an example, man. You go back and listen to Blonde. Every track sounds like something different. You know what I'm saying? And it's like vocally it sounds like something different. Stylistically it sounds like something different. Like it always keeps you engaged. Everything sounds the same, except for when those features come in there to kind of break it up a little bit. And with it, that doesn't really do her a service for, you know, what she's able to put out. It
makes her look bad.
Yeah, it doesn't play up to her strengths.
Absolutely. So, yo, let us know what you guys think, man. Jhené Aiko fans, you coming in here, you think it's the best
album
of the year? You're right. All right, so let's know what you guys think of it, man. Were we too high, too low? I think a lot of people are going to say we're too high. I don't.
You know, no, mostly Jhené Aiko fans are going to watch this. They're like, they don't even know how to say her name right. So how could they be fans of it? But I listen to the music, man.
Yeah, it sounds the same to me.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, man, I hope that she continues to grow as an artist. I think that she does have something there. She just hasn't quite fleshed it all the way out yet.
Absolutely. And definitely her and Big Sean, or Sean's, get bodyguards, because they're like 6 foot combined. So that's another story. But, yo.
That's it.
Let us know what you guys think, man.
Yeah, drop it in those comments, man.
Let us know what you guys think. You know, so and also, if she's going, before I get out of here, if she's gonna release another project, just get more range, man. Yeah. That's all I would say. I'll just say get more range. Yeah, will be my thing.
Or I would say leave the hippie vibe alone, man. Just go for hit singles. Like just whoever is writing songs for Rihanna, holler at P&D. Yeah, ASAP. Get P&D on the phone. Have him write you a hit.
Absolutely.
I think and that'll cure all your ails.
Yeah, absolutely. But let me know what you guys think, man. Leave in the comments below. I'm your residential gamer, Nate Deer.
That's Kev.
Yo, we're GamesMusicLyfe, man. Drink more water, people.
Peace.